Hey everybody, I'm Sean, Somm Wine Guy, and I have got some wine for you. This is the 2020 Castello di Querceto Vernaccia di San Gimignano. This is a white from Tuscany, from the central part of Tuscany, kind of right in between Florence and Siena, to the west of the Chianti Classico zone. Now, Castello di Querceto is actually based in Chianti. Their estate is in Greve, in the northeast, kind of along the ridgeline in the northeast part of Chianti Classico, but we are west of there in the historic white-producing region of Vernaccia di San Gimignano. So centered around the town of San Gimignano, which is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and actually the very first Italian wine region to be awarded the DOC status back in 1966. That was later upgraded to DOCG in 1993. And for a very, very long time, the wines of this region have been highly sought after. They have historical precedence for creating incredible white wines from Vernaccia. So, this hilltop town, kind of in the center of Tuscany, surrounded by vineyards, you have medieval towers kind of overlooking everything. And there's just something very medieval and Tuscan about this region, about this area. You can see the town from miles away when you're approaching, and I think that Vernaccia is a totally underappreciated variety, even within the realm of Italian white wines. I don't think Vernaccia gets nearly enough credit. So I put this one in the box for this month because I really want people to understand that there's more to Tuscany than just Chianti and just Sangiovese. So this estate was purchased by the Francois family in 1897 and turned from an agricultural estate into one that was producing grapes. And by 1924 is when they were one of the founding families of the Chianti Classico Consorzio. So lots of history in this estate, lots of history in this town, lots of history in this region. And it all boils down to incredible wines like this one. So, what I love about Vernaccia is that it is it's an unsuspecting heavy hitter. So you pick up this bottle, you think, oh, it's going to be a fairly like easy drinking Italian white. Yes, but there is an intensity to the aromas in this wine. It's waxy, it's honeyed, it smells like ripe pear and tangerine and ripe melon. There is weight behind the nose. I haven't even tasted it yet in the video anyway, and I know and I can feel the intensity and the power in this wine. There's white flowers, there's honeydew, there's, this really beautiful, like, juicy, like, take a bite of a pear and the juice runs down your chin kind of juicy. And then this waxy, honeyed note to it, which I love. This is all done in stainless steel, so that kind of honeyed, rounder character is not coming from oak. That's all variety here. Spectacular acid, just juicy and mouth-watering, while this layer of spice comes on after the acid. It's like, and maybe this is a little bit of me like thinking something and then having it, but it has like a bitter spiciness, almost like saffron, which ironically is one of the other traditional agricultural products of San Gimignano. So fennel, there's a spicy, slightly green, slightly herbaceous, little bit of this grassiness to this wine as well. You can feel the sunlight. Tuscany is known for being a fairly warm, warm to moderate Mediterranean climate with ocean influences or Mediterranean influences. So it's unsurprising that the grapes, especially the white grapes grown there, have an intensity and a ripeness to them coming from that Tuscan sunlight. Yeah, I love the lingering spice. It's not bitter, but it's so textured that it almost feels tannic. You can rub your tongue on the roof of your mouth and you get this little bit of graininess, this grittiness, this mineral character, this like sandy, stony, wonderfully like complex mineral texture to this. I'm so happy when I can share unique grape varieties and unique places with everybody. And this is definitely no exception. You think about food. When you have acidity like this, you have weight and intensity of flavor like this, and then you have that textural element. There's a lot of opportunities for food, and you can kind of amp up the weight a little bit. You could do like poached white fish. You do that butter, you get that creaminess to it. Fresh shellfish, risotto. Risotto is a great one because it kind of picks up the creaminess, the roundness, the texture. So doing like a fresh seafood and saffron risotto will like tie everything in here together. Throw a little artichoke in there to kind of capitalize on that subtle bitterness of herbs and spices. That is a meal I want in my mouth right now, along with more of this wine. But now my glass is empty, so thank you. I hope that you enjoy the Castello di Querceto Vernaccia di Gimignano. I'm Sean, Somm Wine Guy, and this is Somm Wine Club.